welcome to Divinely Classic. My name is Ewanis Arabo Isangbedo. Thank you for being here. This is a thank you video. This is a feedback video of our event that we had today. If you follow me, the last 1 month I have been on and on and on about our event, talking about how to discipline your child without breaking the law. And we targeted that event at immigrant parents, and one of our guest speaker nicely differentiated immigrant parents, and parenting skills. It was a beautiful session, I tell you. The video is live here on our channel, Divinely Classic. That's the video before this one, so go and watch it. We shared it live while we were doing the event. We had two social workers, one in the UK, one from Ireland, and they were just talking about different strategies that we can use to manage our children's behavior without smacking them, without hitting them, without abusing them, and she said something about, hi, thank you for the like, thank you for the love, thank you for being here. Lawarish, hey, how are you? You okay? Good afternoon or good evening. It's evening here at our end. So I was just talking about events that we had today. Please go and watch that event. We're talking about how to discipline your children without breaking the law. And one of the things that, one of the feedback really, even before the event, was the term discipline. Discipline, I think it's like a forceful word. It's like a very active word. And an example that they used was that, at work, when you do something, you're going to face disciplinary actions. Kind of speaks, it's the kind of negative, in as much as discipline is all about self-control, doing things the right way and all that. But discipline your children, there's something a bit sinister about it, something a bit negative about it, that it speaks smacking, it speaks physical chastisement. And from our background, I always say this, from our background as born and bred in Africa, where some of these practices are considered acceptable, moving here to the UK, we realized that it wasn't acceptable. And a lot of us, we had that issue with how to discipline our children without breaking the law. So I just thought about it. That's something that I've had in my mind to do. And I decided to say, okay, let's put some people together. Let's put some social workers together to discuss more, to teach us more how we can actually make our children the best kids, the best behaved kids, if there's anything like that, without actually smacking them, without actually abusing them. Because there's a very thin line, very thin, between, trying to correct your child and becoming abusive. And if you live in the UK, where the safeguarding is a big deal, and rightly so, you're just, a step off being on the wrong side, where you have trouble with social workers. So we had two guest speakers today. It was a beautiful event. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please subscribe so we can have more people on board. Okay, so it was a beautiful event. We had two speakers, like I said before, teaching us different things. And I just got a feedback about the event, and I decided to do this video and share. Somebody said they had, they learned a lot. And I learned a lot. I am a mother of 3 teenagers. My mindset has shifted from being that, or wanting to be that very authoritative parent, where I think my word is law, where I think I know better than my kids. Of course, I know a lot. I've seen a lot more in life than my kids. Hi, hello, Pumpkin Pog. Hi, you okay? Hi, Joselios Lee Lady. Sorry, I can't say your name properly. I do apologize. Hello, darling. You okay? Kindly subscribe to this channel, please. If you haven't, please subscribe. Okay, so like I said earlier, my mind after the event today, that's my feedback now. my mindset has shifted from thinking that I know everything. Of course, I know I love my kids. I want them to do the right thing all the time. But my mindset has also shifted to actually allowing them, giving them responsibility, and just there's some things that they do, you just look away. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to just say, okay, do you know what, I'm not going to react to that. But sometimes if you can, it's good for you and your children. And there were some interesting questions asked during the event today, and one was, at what age can we leave our children? Thank you so much, Lauren Beamoth. Yes, Beamoth, I hope I said your name right. It's hard. I'm a parent. I've got three teenagers. It's very hard for you to we all want the best for our kids. I always say that all the time. Every sane parent want the best for their children. So when you see them doing the wrong things, you coming from a place where, hi, please subscribe to this channel. Hello, hello, hello. Subscribe if you haven't, please. Just press the subscription button. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe, but it just brings our channel out there. It gives us more followers, and then you can see live when we go on live. Yeah, talking about oh, you're a star. Thank you, darling. Talking about managing your children. It's hard. It's really hard, especially when they become, when they are 5, 10. Have I ever heard of Waleles? I haven't heard of that. What is that? When they're 5, 10, you can manage their behavior. But when these children get to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and you're still trying to bring that authoritative way of parenting, it becomes hard. It becomes really difficult. So one of the things I learned today is start from an early age with these children, and kind of not be too authoritative, because if you get to that stage when they are 14, 15, and you're still looking at them like they're still babies, someday they're going to rebel. They're going to go against you, and you'll be amazed how these children will go, yes, so what are you going to do? You're going to kill them? No, you're not. So how about we start from when they're even younger, not to be too rigid with them, to actually see things from their angle, to say, okay, some of the things that there were some questions that people ask, but some of the things that I had to put down, that I learned from that event, was, instead of you being that very authoritative person, that parent, where by the time you come home, the kids are all scared and running everywhere, not wanting to be there. How about you change your approach? How about you become more friendly? It's not easy. It's not easy, I know, but it's doable. We can start now. We can change our approach from today about how we deal with our children. They said something about guiding their behavior instead of actually wanting to be in control. There are two different things. Instead of wanting to be in control of everything your kids do, how about you guide them? So guiding their behavior, to go along the right way. Yes, and they also mentioned something that when they're between the ages of 12, 13, 14, 15, they're still growing. And especially when you've got kids, that my kids I'm the shortest in my house. My kids are all grown up now. So sometimes you tend to look at them like they're adults now, but they're not. They're still growing. Their brain is still developing. So they might still do some things that you think, how can you do this? What were you thinking? You just can't understand. But the truth is, they are still children. Their brain is not fully, it's functioning quite all right, but it's not fully developed to know things like you do. So there are sometimes you need to excuse some behavior as long as there's no safety risk involved. Okay, so they said something about guiding their behavior instead of controlling their behavior. And another way that we could move from being authoritative, wanting to discipline them without abusing them, another way that we can do that is to have that me time with that child. Have that me time. And somebody gave an example of how she's got three children, three teenagers actually, or young adults, and she went, she took a day for every child. So there was a day she would say, next week Tuesday is for you and I. We are going out, and she said they'll go somewhere. She'll leave the other kids at home. She's not going to take them. Then she'll plan another day for those children. But she just wants each child to know that she is there. And that's one thing. Sometimes our children, they rebel because they think you're focusing more on one child. So she said, since she started doing this, having that me time with a child, it has worked. There you can have better relationship with your child, because when you're outside having that burger, having that drink, you have time to talk. You have time to just, how's your week been? What's been happening? And the children, they tend to trust you more because they know that you are, you kind of concerned about them. You have their time. And we all know that the more time we spend with people, the more we know them, the more we trust them, the more we want to be with them. The same with our children. The more time you spend with them, having that me time for those children, the more they will want to trust you, the more they will want to talk to you. And, as African parents, as they call us, we tend to want our children to always do as we say. We want you tell your child, don't do that. And you expect the child to not do that because you have said, don't do that. You're not explaining to that child, you're not giving them a reason to not do that. Okay? Another way that, was taught during the lesson today that we can actually discipline our children without abusing them is give a reason for instruction. Give a reason for instruction. You have told them, do not do that. That child might ask you, why do you not want me to do that? And interestingly, some people might be angry. Like, why are you asking me why? I am your mother. I've told you. I know better. But instead, give a reason why you've told them not to do that. Okay? And then talking about communication. Communicate with that child. Why are you telling them not to do that? And, they would understand better the reason. And they said something again that sometimes, even though they might not respond to what you're telling them at that time, you've already sown a seed. They're going to take that information in their own quiet time. They're going to reflect on it. So keep saying it. Keep doing it. Keep giving a reason for every instruction that you give to them. Another thing that I learned today was teamwork. Teamwork. We need to work together to make you a better person. I expect a level of responsibility from you. So I am the parent. I have been there. I've done that. And I'm trying to teach you from my experience that this is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. I expect as a parent for you to also play your part in doing those things. Okay. So it's a teamwork where we both respect each other and we just work together to make you a better child and to make me a better parent, because I want to be a better parent. And another thing that I learned was, teach the children responsibility. Teaching them responsibility, it just means you entrust them with some things. A good example of teaching responsibility is to, not to micromanage that child. You've asked them to do something. Yes, you can, from a distance, you can keep an eye on them, but you don't have to be telling them all the time, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. Give them that level of responsibility. Say they're going out, you've told them 10 o'clock you should be home. You shouldn't be calling them after 9 to say, you remember I told you need to come home 10 o'clock. Remember, no. Let it get to 10. If they're not home, then you can start, because then they are breaching the contract that you both made. And so, talking about contract, somebody actually said that they signed a written contract with their children. I never knew that was a thing, where they have a piece of paper. The child actually draw up the contract, and they will sign and they go back to that. I didn't know you could do that with your kids, but now I know. So different things that we learned today in the workshop. It was very good. Teach responsibility, emotional regulation, and decision making without damaging trust and self-esteem. Make decisions without damaging their trust. Do not belittle your children. Do not belittle them. Do not decide to discipline them, especially where you have a lot of people. Okay, it just brings their self-worth down. And as a parent, set clear, consistent boundaries. Clear, consistent boundaries, and you follow them as well. You as the parent, you have to be consistent in your approach as well. And there's the mind shift from being an authoritarian to guiding them. So instead of you wanting to take authority over every decision, just guide them instead, especially when they are young teenagers, or especially when they are young adults. There's a point your kids will go and get to that shouting at them is not going to do anything. It's not going to make any difference. They might shout at you back. I heard a story where a gentleman was, rebuking his son, and he slapped the young man. And guess what? The guy slapped his dad back. Yes, it's happening. Obviously, that child has been, he's been waiting for that day. Maybe dad is always quick to hit him. Dad is always quick to slap him. That day came where this child actually slapped the dad back outside in a public place. It wasn't at home. So let's shift from being authoritative in our behavior, in our approach, in our parenting skills, to actually guiding them, to actually, looking at some things and saying, okay, not reacting to everything they do. Really, it's not everything they do that we shout, oh, this, you've done that, there are some things you just, okay, can we talk about this? I don't need to be worked up because of what you have done. And they're in their own quiet time, they will go and think about it. Who's this? Some cat or goat head fufu? You want some goat head? That's interesting. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Please subscribe and just like this video. Please, just, the thumbs up on the video, please. Just give this video thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, please. Here we do all things health and fitness. We talk, we do health education, we share our cooking videos. Okay. So the last point that I learned today is when you're having that discussion with your child, if something has happened and you want to kind of talk about it, you can have, communicate, take that child down, name the situation. Instead of just shouting, I told you not to do this. Why did you do this? I told you not to do this. They said, name the situation, identify the risk. So let them understand the reason why you do not want them to do that. Not necessarily because you say so. You say, I said so. So because I said it, you have to follow what I do. No. You can actually talk to them and identify the risk regarding why you don't want them to do that thing. And then ask for their opinion of the risk. I've told you that when you leave the house at certain times at night, or you are in a place where I don't know where you are, this could happen. This could happen. This could happen. So you lay out the risk, identify the risk for them, to let them understand the reason why you do not want them to be out of the house at this certain time, or to stay longer than what time you arranged, or to even go elsewhere from where you thought they were going to. You thought, okay, my child is going to Birmingham, and the next thing you know, your child is in London. So hello, Mega Sing. Hi, how are you? Please subscribe to this channel. Please love this video, give me thumbs up, please. So those are the things. Ask for their opinion after identifying the risk. Ask for their opinion. What do you think? This thing that you did that day, now we've talked about it, and these are the risks involved. What do you think about it? Ask for their opinion. And it will mean that the child will know that you care about their opinion. you respect them. Caring about somebody's opinion is a form of respect. They will understand that you respect them, and from there you can build better relationships. So that is it from my end today, talking about our event. I've just come to share feedback on the points that I learned from our events today, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, please like, please share. Let me just, they said add a Q&A sticker. Let me just see what I can do. Let me see if anybody can. I'm just putting this question here. This is the first time I'm trying it. Let me see. Okay. What's the best way to discipline your child? I know I've talked about them. I've just talked about them now. But let me see what answer we're gonna get. Oh wow, this video is over 21 minutes. What's the best way? Come on, let's get the answer. What do you think? Anyway, if you get to watch it later, just put it in the comment section. I've already listed them anyway. The ways that we can manage our children, younger children, young adults, as they were called. Different ways that we can manage their behavior. And I hope we've learned. I have learned today from the event. I've learned a lot from the event today, and I hope I see you soon. Take care of yourself. Please share this video, and hope to see you on my next live. Bye bye.